The Lakers stink!
Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? Hey, Gunny, you're right, you should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Tuesday, which basically means it's Wednesday, which basically means it's hump day, which means the week's over. Just chill out, you're fine. It is Tuesday, May the 12th be with you all day. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. And I'll tell you what, the Los Angeles Lakers are done.
The Lakers stink!
That's right. They really do. I can play that again, and it actually rings true. We got the brooms out. We say goodbye to LeBron James. Was that his final game as an LA Laker? The good thing is we won't hear any more about that heading into the offseason. Womp, womp, womp. Anyway, so yes, there you go. We've got our second team through to the conference finals. The Knicks sweep the Sixers. Today, the Thunder sweep the Lakers. We're going to talk about the Cleveland-Detroit game, which was off its head. And we'll do the daily awards, and that'll be it. And we'll pick and preview tomorrow's game. So, short one for you today. Strap in. Let's get into it. Episode 1403 of NBA Australia. Let's go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And 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 you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Australia.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. What was that, Jim? Well, you better watch out for the Wemby attack. Naz Reid. Anyway, the Wemby attack turns into no suspension, which is kind of neat because I'll tell you what, we did not need that series being afflicted with an unnecessary suspension, right? So that's kind of neat. You got to watch out for the Jackson Hayes attack if you're the Thunder in that fourth quarter. What the hell was going on there? That was chaos. He's dunking on everybody. He dunked on everybody. It was crazy. So that was kind of fun. And I don't know, we had just basically a pretty crazy day. So I guess we should start with the daily. Oh, is it a whip around? Is a Jim? Yes, it's a whip around. That's what we do here on NBA Australia. So Wemby avoids suspension for throwing his giant, gangly old, wailing, whopping, flailing arm, inflatable two-man arm into like Naz Reid's head. And it's like, it's fine, right? He got essentially suspended for the rest of that game that the Spurs lost. You dump on top of that, it's just a bit too much. But anyway, so he's booted. So, yeah, available for Game 5, which is neat. Other news! Apparently the Milwaukee Bucks, it's not Algonquin for the good land if you wanted to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo. We got the inevitable Shams fawning, ball-gurgling tweet today. The Milwaukee Bucks are open for business on trade calls and offers for two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right, really? Order. Their owner said this last week. He's like, we're going to figure something out. And Giannis is like, well, I probably don't want to sign that extension. He's like, all right, well, I guess we're going to probably look at trading you. And I guess this is the sort of thing I kind of glossed over Milwaukee until the end of yesterday's show as like a really big loser from the draft lottery because not only did they not jump up and like the Pelicans jump up and therefore like if Atlanta had basically snagged the Pelicans pick at like 1 or 2 or something and then the Bucks jumped up and still managed 3 or 4, you have this amazing pathway at that point to go, sick, we can build around like the new young dude who's a gun, we can trade Giannis for whatever we want, or, you know, we can pair him with Giannis and go from there. So that failed because they've got the 10 pick and that's not very good. But then all the other teams that could have conceivably have traded for Giannis that were very keen on him, who had a possibility of jumping up into the lottery, did not. So that's Golden State. It's Miami. Even Atlanta, who have the 8 pick now, which is not as sexy as like, I don't know, hey, here's a top 4 pick. Let's get into the Giannis sweepstakes, eh? That just didn't happen. So, Yeah, you can't be like, oh, we're going to go to this really good draft with picks 8 and 10 and whatever else Atlanta want to give us. It's just, it's a real kick in the old ghoulies for the Milwaukee Bucks. So, yeah, not great. Should have, expounded upon that a little bit more yesterday. Other news! Ah, yes. Feed me. Burke, feed me. The absolute chaos inside the Philadelphia 76ers is coming to light. I love a good, it's the end of the season. Let's all just absolutely let loose with all the shit we've been holding back. The now they tell us stories. I love these. We got it with Boston. Now we're getting it with the Sixers, where the jobs of Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey expected to be evaluated. And apparently there was a very, very, very tense standoff between coaching the staff and the players at the start of April that never came to light, which is pretty fun. And then the same day, that was the Joel Embiid, I just want to play basketball tweet happened, and yeah. Anyway, so it turns out Joel Embiid not entirely happy with the Sixers front office, especially for sending away Jared McCain, weapon, who's carving it up for the Thunder. And especially we're not bringing in a player to replace him as well. And Embiid's like, yeah, I'm glad we docked the tax. It's like, all right, that's pretty funny. But it's just getting into a little bit of chaoticness there in Philly. Not so much the city of brotherly love as in so far as the brotherly shove into a wood chipper, I reckon, for maybe Daryl Morey, Nick Nurse. Who knows? But you've got PEDP, you've got Embiid, you've got Maxey, and you've got VJ Edgecombe. So I don't know. The Daryl Morey stuff, we might talk about that some more on some Yeah Nahs tomorrow. But yeah, don't feel great about that if you're a Sixers fan. The McCain thing, it's just, yeah, if everyone's just pissed off about that vibe and that trade, you can understand why there might have been a player's revolt, right? They go, right, we think we're good. We've got PEDP. He's coming off just absolutely dosed to the eyeballs. He's copped his suspension. He's tearing phone books in half. I don't know what's happening. He's off his head. And you got Joel Embiid, you've got Maxey, you've got an awesome rookie in VJ, and you trade away Jared McCain, and yeah, the players are going to be like, so we just not... I thought Josh Harris was worth more money than God. And we're going to duck the luxury tax again, do we? Awesome. So that's a nice vote of confidence, Daryl. And Daryl's like, it's not my fault. It's something else. So I'm definitely not a giant nerd who's never won anything. Yeah, good job, Daryl. Anyway, little bits and bobs of other news. Shaq. He is apparently launching Dunkman, which is apparently the world's first ever professional dunk league. Sure. The cool part is T-Mac has also just launched a one-on-one league, which I think is pretty neat. They actually start up this week. So that's pretty fun. I kind of like these little bits and bobs. See, my thing is I like basketball. A lot of people spend all their time bitching and moaning how the NBA rating, shut up, idiots. You know what's cool? Basketball. So, love the NBL. Even bloody... You see all the EuroLeague stuff every so often. You got the all the crazy Asian leagues, but then you've got Ice Cube's 3-on-3 stuff, and that launched, I think, while we were still living over there. Chaos, but I just like more fun stuff around basketball. It's fun. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, the other little bit of news that came out today is that De'Aaron Fox, aka De'Azza Fox, is dealing with an ankle injury. So he ran into, I think, was it AO at the end of that game and sort of limped off. So he's questionable now for Game 5, which is not great, but at the same time, it's we'll see what the young fellas can do maybe without Fox. That's a interesting trade chip all of a sudden. So, yeah. Anyway, let's do some quick game wraps from today. Game wraps. Cleveland, that's right.
Cleveland!
Beat the Detroit basketball Pistons 112-103. What? Yeah, great start by the Cavs, crazy stuff. Then bang, my sweet baby Karras got involved, brought them all the way back. The Pistons led it the quarter and then led it at the half. And then bang! Bang! It just did not stop. And the Pistons got straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
What was it, a 22-0 run after a three-pointer got changed to a 2? 22-0. It was like a franchise record. It was absolute chaos. The Pistons didn't score for over half a quarter. It's like 6+ minutes. And you're like, what the hell? Cleveland just turned around. We're like, we're up 19. This rocks. And I think at that point, there's like 15 Detroit turnovers. It was pretty bad. I did love that the person who broke that streak was B-Ball Paul with a sick dunk and then a 3. It was chaos. But that was a Cavalanche to end all Cavalanches, and that was just about it. It was Donnie almost by himself at points, off his head. In the third quarter, I think it was Detroit 21, DOnovan Mitchell 21. Yeah, not bad. Good size. And then they're up 13 going into the fourth quarter still. Cavs kept it up, but then there's a little bit of a moment where it all gets a little bit squirrely. Kenny Atkinson's taking his starters out, and Detroit just go on this tiny little burst at the end, but then you had Cade hit a 3, and it's 14 with 6.5 minutes left. Anyway, pulled it back to 8 with 40 seconds left, right? They sort of fought and fought. Man, they got this sick Mobley dunk. The game's over, essentially. But at that moment, in that 6.5 minutes to go, Duran has this turnover that is just one of the worst ones you'll ever see. Cade has gotten this sick flare screen. Duran's wide open, and he's suddenly looking for the rebound, and it's like he's double teamed. He's trying to pass it to you, and Duran just misses it, and you're like, yeah, that'll do, pig. And then there you go. The Pistons wasted the amazing Karis LeVert game. He had 24. My sweet baby. You got 19 out of Cade. 6 assists, 5 turnovers. Tobias was horrible, 16 on 17 shots. Duncan was even worse. What does Duncan Robinson do if he's only taken 2 shots? What do you do, Duncan? Do something. Poke him with a stick. Seriously, 4 points on 1 or 2 shooting. Your job is to chew gum and shoot threes. And if you're out of gum, what the fuck are you doing on the court? Anyway, Orsar 4 and 4. Dan Ayers Jenkins, nothing. Yeah, they just suck, right? B-Ball Paul was awesome, 15 and 4. But the Pistons, they got the Karis LeVert game, and they still lose because the Cavs went off their bloody head. And how off their head did they go, Jim? Extremely. JB Bickerstaff was pissed off at the free throw disparity, and rightly so. 30 of 34 the Cavs go. Detroit went 9 of 12. So, yes, if you're going to shoot 22 more free throws than the other team's probably going to be a little bit pissed about that. But Donnie Mitchell's a story here, isn't he, Jim? Yes, he is. 43 points. 39 of them in the second bloody half, equaling the record of Sleepy Floyd, which is pretty fun. I'll talk about that again in a second. Awesome game from him. Just took over. That third quarter just was bang, 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 bang. And then the fourth, he just kept it going. Daggers, bang, off he went. So 13 of 26, 4 of 12 from 3, 13 of 15 in the line. Harden was really good as well. Was rolling early. He had 24 points on 5 of 14 shooting. He hit 5 threes. He had 11 assists and 2 turnovers. Not bad. 17, 8, and 5 with 3 steals and 5 blocks for Evan Mobley. If that sounds pretty good, it's because it is. That's almost a 5x5. 17, 8, 5, 5, and 3. He only managed the 3 steals. It's brutal. Allen had 9 and 5. No one else really did too much, but Mitchell was just that good. It didn't matter. So there you go. Series is 2-2. We're going back to Detroit. And then we say goodbye to the Los Angeles Lakers of Los Angeles, California.
The Lakers stink!
But they put up a fight and nearly won the game, and that's really what matters here, isn't it? 115-110. The Lakers had a really good chance of winning this game. To the point where it came down to the very, very end, and LeBron James, the greatest scorer in NBA history, misses the go-ahead bucket with about, 15, 18 something seconds left. Then they take forever to foul SGA. He calmly hits 2 free throws. And then JJ Redick, basketball genius, boy genius. Just ask anybody who knows him. And him himself didn't have Rui Hachimura, the greatest three-point shooter in NBA playoff history, in the game when they were down 3. Seems weird. Better get some answers there, eh? But it was pretty crazy because Marcus Smart did absolutely sweet dick all for the entire game until he hits an incredible and one, which came after an and one for Rui Hachimura on a 3-pointer. So they ripped off this weird 7-0 run out of absolutely nowhere, the Lakers, and were up 1 point. And then Chet gets that sick dunk off Hartenstein. LeBron misses the go-ahead bucket. But this was a really, really fun game because the Lakers led 84-80 in the out of the third quarter. It's the first time all playoffs the Thunder had trailed in the fourth quarter. That is absurd, right? It was incredible, though. But I think the Thunder also didn't attempt a free throw until 6.5 minutes into the second quarter. That's the second latest it's taken them all season, which was a bit of a Adam Silver wants this game to go to the Lakers and we extend the series. And the Thunder were like, that's cute, don't care. So LeBron's record of never being swept in a second round series, gone. Awesome stuff, though, from the Thunder. Just, you can see the cogs turning as well, right? They're just like, AJ Mitchell 3, McCain 3. It's getting a bit rough, SGA 3. And then I love the playmaking of Isaiah Hartenstein. Hello. At the top of the key, he just surveys calmly because he's bigger than everybody. He goes, I'll just throw another oop to my good mate Chet. He's 7'40" as well, so he'll probably dunk it. And he did that twice, and it worked very well. But there you go. Great win for the Thunder, where you just go, heart of a champion, outscore them 35-26 in the fourth quarter, run over the top of them. And I'll tell you what, the Jared McCain, AJ Mitchell show was a sight to behold. So the Lakers got 24, 12, and 3. That's 3 assists to 4 turnovers from LeBron James. He shot 8 of 18. You got 27, 7, and 6 with 8 turnovers for your man Austin Reeves. Marcus Smart had a bit of a Barry Crocker shocker. He had 6 turnovers, shot 2 of 8, but one of those shots gave them that and one right at the end, which is crazy. He also gave up another and one earlier in the thing to AJ Mitchell, but 5 points for him, 6 turnovers. Anytime you have more turnovers than points, you might be in line for Spud of the night. Speaking of Spuds, DeAndre Ayton, he stinks. 6 and 3. Jackson Hayes dominated. He was awesome. It's like this, if you put Jackson Hayes' motor and brain in DeAndre Ayton's body, it'd be weird. But still. 18 and 5 for Jackson Hayes. The Duckman, Luke Kennard, played 24 minutes and only took 5 shots. He hit 2 of them, and only 2 of them were threes. And again, I asked the question, if Luke Kennard is not shooting threes, then why the fuck is Luke Kennard on the court? And here we are, 1 or 2 from downtown for 5 points. He was a plus 15, though, so he's a threat. I get that his gravity certainly helps, but got to hit some fucking shots, mate. And that was it. They didn't even play Jake LaRavia. Like, Kleber got out there for a split second. Vando was out there for a split second. And, yeah, so 7 dudes. And there you go. The Lakers go out swinging to a degree. 10 of 28 from 3. Not that bad. But the Thunder, 35 and 8 for SGA. He was absolutely immense. But I'll tell you what, AJ Mitchell stole the show. 28 points, 12 and 19 shooting, and 4 assists, 4 steals. He's awesome. He's just... This is where Jalen Williams' J-Dub is sitting on the sidelines going, oh, fucking shit. Am I out of a job? Jesus. 16 and 9. Nice, almost. For Chet, you had Hartenstein. 5, 10, and 5 with 3 steals. 5 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. He's awesome. I love him. 13 for Jared McCain. And I'll tell you what, every time Jared McCain hits a 3, Joel Embiid should be allowed to slap Daryl Morey across the back of the head. Just, this is what you get. Bang! Smothered than everybody. And there you go. He had 13 and 2, went 3 of 8 from 3, but was absolutely instrumental in that sort of third quarter, fourth quarter sort of stretch where he and AJ Mitchell just kept lighting up the Lakers. It's like 92-89, right? And it's just like, bang, 3. And you're like, that was awesome. Keeps them right there, and then it just gave them that sort of springboard. And then it just turned into a shootout, and the Thunder won it. Caruso was awesome, 3 of 5 from deep for his 9 points as well, guarding LeBron at the end. That was pretty fun. So there you go, Thunder sweep, and off we go. NBA Australia approved performer of the night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
I mean, with apologies, obviously, to your man's SGA with his 35 and 8. Austin Reeves with his 27 and 8 turnovers. Even Mobile's almost 5 by 5, the 15, 7, 5, 5, and 3. It's got to be bloody Donnie Mitchell, isn't it? Yes, Jim, it is. Why is that? Because he basically won the game himself for the Cavs. Holy crap. 43 points, 39 points in the second half alone. He was, like, it was hilarious. He hadn't scored in the game until he hit a free throw with 4:19 left in the second quarter. He was 0 of 6 at that point. And then he basically just didn't miss the rest of the way. It was sick. So he ties the record with Sleepy Floyd for points in our playoff half in NBA history. Sleepy, he did it. He had 51 points in Game 4 of the 1987 conference semis. And he had, I think, 39 and a half. He also had 29 and a quarter, which was the record. So Sleepy Floyd, not bloody bad, I'll tell you. But Donnie Mitchell, 43 points. That is easily, like, being down to the Pistons at the half at home. He's like, all right, that's not a knife, Cade Cunningham. That's a knife. 39 points on your head. Who was the Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. Jalen Duren. It was brutal to watch. 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting for a bloke that big. He had 4 turnovers and 2 rebounds. Now, I don't know if it's bad to have your starting, like, all-NBA center have double the amount of turnovers than rebounds, but I'm pretty sure it gets you nominated for Spud of the Night. He was brutal. But I think the thing that just got me the most was that pass from Cade where Jalen Duren was just not paying attention. It was, you're just like, oh, God, that's all-time Spud. But, of course, obviously, the other one was Marcus Smart. I mentioned that, right? He had 6 turnovers, 2 buckets. Not great. He also had 5 fouls. That is, so 5 points, 5 fouls, 2 of 8 shooting, 0 of 4 from 3, 3 assists, 6 turnovers. Bloody hell. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? It's always Karis LeVert. It feels like no one gives him enough credit apart from your old mate Jim over here, who still loves his sweet baby carrots. Obviously, if you don't remember the story, I love sweet baby carrots because he was one of the sort of swings in the draft for the Brooklyn Nets where they're mired in just shithousery for years, right? And Karis had hurt his foot at Michigan and had sort of slipped in the draft because of that. Loved his combination of sort of size and playmaking and stuff and scoring ability. And he sort of like showed us some nice flashes, etc. in the for the Nets. And, then sort of bounced around, etc. But he was awesome today. And I'm just sitting there going, I can't take a victory lap because he's obviously not been very good a lot of the other time. But he's healthy at the moment and he's fucking carving it up. So get that man some help. My sweet baby. Karis LeVert, he cops it. I mean, rightly so as well because they're screaming out for someone to do that every game, the Pistons, right? So Cade Cunningham's really the old mate, no mates, because he needs some more mates to come along with him. But today it was Karis and like Dan S. Jenkins and Tobias Harris. None of them could hit a fucking shot. Karis led that fight back. It was sick. And no one else really came with him. So that was a bit of a tough one. Pantsing of the night. Jared Allen swat the absolute fuck out of a Dennis Jenkins shot. Just sent it into orbit. It's like, you're small. Bang! It's the shit that I do to the baby squid. Just like, you're going to throw that ball? Poof, get it out of here. But Jackson Hayes, come on. It was like one pantsing after another. Like that's the new movie coming out from Paul Thomas Anderson, right? One pantsing after another. The Jackson Hayes story. He yammed one on Chet and then he did it again. And then he did another one later on that on Hartenstein. He was dunking on everybody. He was dunking on everybody. It was absurd to watch Chet just be like, oh, God, as Jackson Hayes just lit him up and like put his nuts on his shoulders. Awesome passing for Austin Reeves at these different times, but Jackson Hayes, that was amazing. So, yeah, give him some props where props are due. And finally, better than Bronny James, Ben Simmons, and Lonzo Ball today.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Just wait for LeOne Ball. I still can't get over that. Calling your kid LeOne Ball it's just child abuse. Like, what are you doing? It's like Callum Murray. Anyway, better than Bronny James, Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball today. Oh, geez, Jim, you're going to keep banging this old drum? Yes. Jared McCain is awesome. In his 16 minutes today, he was a plus 27. Oh, I don't know. Do you reckon the Sixers could have used a good young guard like that, Jim, to come off the bench and give them some score? Yes. Obviously, that's what I think. Oh, but it's okay, Jim. They got the 22nd pick in a really good draft. Yeah, I reckon 22 in this draft. From all reports, like the lottery, the mid-round, awesome. And then it just drops off a fucking cliff. So enjoy that 22nd pick there, Sixers fans. But he was 13 points on 5 of 10 shooting, 3 of 8 from 3, 2 rebounds. And AJ Mitchell, I've already shone a bit of a light on him. 12 of 19 for his 28 points, 1 of 4 from deep, 3 of 3 at the line, 4 assists, 4 steals, 3 rebounds, and 1 turnover. He is a weapon. I'll tell you what, he's a bloody good player. Right, shall we do a bit of a game preview for tomorrow? Oh, before we do the game preview, we'll do the Australian Play Watch. Oh, how's that, Jim? Well, Tyrese Proctor played today. Yes, he stepped on the court and turned the ball over, and that was like all he did. But, I mean, he did play, and so that's Australian Player Watch for today. He played a total of 19 seconds, did Tyrese Proctor, and had the 1 turnover, and in 19 seconds was a -4. He was part of the group that was responsible for the starters having to come back on for the Cavs because the Pistons ripped off this tiny little run in no time and suddenly put it all back in doubt. But anyway, Tyrese Proctor played in Game 4. So there you go. All right, what about the game preview for tomorrow? Game preview. Thanks, Invertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. Yeah, pretty good day. Dropping the squids off, hanging out. Lots of stuff going on. But I'll tell you what, I did enjoy watching those games today. It was really fun. Because, I think, was that the first time I think the Thunder have actually gotten to a clutch time this entire playoff run? They're 8-0 in the playoffs. First game has gotten to crunch time. Anyway, so tomorrow's game. Remember, you can find our picks at Dabble. The link is in our show description, social bios, all that sort of stuff. We have our first game, 5. Minnesota A at San Antonio Banderas Spurs. And I sort of, I write, I'll go through my little sheet here and sort of writing out the Minnesota at San Antonio. I'm like, all right, I reckon Spurs will be 8.5-point favourites. Right. It's 2-2. Question marks around De'Aaron Fox. Nope. -10.5 for the Spurs. You've got a pissed off Wemby coming back. Who knows what could happen here? I have a sneaking suspicion that the Spurs wax him again. So I'm going to go the Spurs, actually minus the 10.5. If Fox doesn't go, maybe I swing it back to the Wolves, but I almost kind of feel like that might spur the, there you go, Spurs, young folk, into stepping up even further and going pretty bloody well. But I feel like, the Harper's been awesome this run. Castle, he's had his moments, especially. If Fox can go, I think they're okay. If he doesn't go, I'm still probably all right with it. Because the big problem with Minnesota, that run that they ripped off to win Game 4, incredible, right? Ant-Man off his head. The Spurs didn't have Wemby like the entire game. So I feel like that makes a bit of a difference, having a 7'40" fucking alien in the middle of everything. So I'm going to go the Spurs at home, -10.5. I think their perimeter defense probably a little bit better at home. A couple of their role players might actually hit some shots in this game. That'd be handy. And I think Wemby goes off again. But it is like it's a fascinating, fantastic series. Just created a new word. That was pretty cool. Because Minnesota aren't backing down in any way, shape, or form. Ant-Man is not afraid of anybody. Wemby's a psycho. It's on for young and old. But I feel like the Spurs have just got their number. We might sort of see what we got from the Cavs today, right? Where they win in the end by, 9? I reckon it's maybe you get to around that 12-point mark, and I reckon the Spurs can pull this off. So I reckon that's what we'll see. So that should be a really good one, though. But there you go. That's today's short show for you. So make sure you're following NBA Straya across all of the socials, of course. Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Jump in the comments. Say g'day. Follow Footy Unfilterated as well. Voss got sacked. Well, he resigned. So your mate Carlton Jim is up and about today. So Footy Unfilterated is going to be off its head. So go subscribe to that everywhere as well. Jump on the YouTube. Watch us there. NFL Australia with myself and Gaz. And, of course, Jim does Supercoach. I talked about the Supercoach disaster on the weekend. So, yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a fun show tomorrow. Anyway, subscribe, rate, review, all that sort of stuff over on your podcast app and on YouTube. You can also help support the show. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Australia. Really easy. The link for that is in our social bio and show descriptions as well. If you want to help us out, you join the Dead Set Legends Club where you get exclusive content every month. It's very fun and you help keep the lights on. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song as well as to, there you go, House Hats, Joshua Dell, Rentus, Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, iOS, Extra, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes, so smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. That's it. We'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads, for a big hump day Wednesday show. Until then, this is NBA Australia saying look after yourselves, would ya? Hug your mates, and later, hoses.
The Lakers stink!